Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have any question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now we do have a lot of S22 stuff, yes, already S22 stuff that we have to talk about. So we'll be getting to that shortly. I do just want to say, sorry for the past 2 weeks. My throat was the main issue. Don't know if it was just aggravated by my always bad tonsils, but definitely kept me out of commission from being able to do videos for a long time. Thank you for all the well wishes, and now we should hopefully be back to normal on a regular weekly basis. All right, now let's get to the S22 news. So the biggest thing I would say from these leaks is that the S22 and S22 Plus are going to get an upgrade in camera quality. So they're going to get a 50 megapixel camera, the GN5, which is most likely going to be the same camera sensor made by Samsung that is going to be on the Pixel 6 Pro. So that is where we'll kind of see this from. But overall, very excited to see what kind of quality we get out of this in a lower tier phone. Basically, I mean, getting this kind of quality should definitely be better and much better than what we currently have right now. I mean, the S20 and the S21, for those two models, you have the same exact cameras basically. Almost no change. So it was something that they kept from year to year, and I really hope we do get to see this nice uptake in better quality images for people that buy the standard S22 upcoming and the S22 Ultra. So, or sorry, the S22 Plus. In terms of battery, 3,700, 4,500, but we are supposedly gonna have a 25 watt and 45 watt charging. So the S22 will be the same charge, 25 watt. However, it does look like the S22 Plus and the S22 Ultra are supposed to get 45 watt charging back. Now, the only phone I think that had 45 watt charging was, I forget, I want to say it was the S20 Ultra. I think that was the only one that had the 45 watt charging, and they went back down to 25, moving there forward. I think they got a little scared because of batteries. Obviously, since the Note 7, Samsung has always had that fear of anything happening again. So that is what we're seeing now. Overall, besides that, we're kind of getting the same stuff. Those are the main differences, really. That the megapixels are going to be better on the S20 and 22 Plus, and that we're getting 45 watt charging now as well. The downside that I really see kind of annoying on this aspect, to be quite honest, is the fact that the S22 Ultra isn't really changing that much. There was rumors on the S22 Ultra getting the 200 megapixel camera that Samsung's been working on for a little bit. Again, the reason why that would be great is just bigger sensors. But if there's one thing that I can't stand in this, and I even replied to Samsung with this on a retweet, I hope it's false, because the ultra wide angle camera needs an upgrade. It has not gotten an upgrade for at least 4 years now. And it just needs a better ultra wide camera. Like, we need a lower f-stop, we need a bigger sensor, something to improve it. That's my biggest gripe with it, that the ultra wide does need to have a better quality camera overall. I think that really needs it, and it will really help. Now, other than that, that is pretty much what we're getting for the most part. I want to see something else in the Ultra. Now, there is several rumors that we are going to get the AMD graphics card Exynos 2200. That is looking that way, but we'll have to wait and see if we get it in every country. Verizon apparently is rumored to possibly get it in the US, while the others might get Snapdragon. So again, very interesting to see what goes on there. But that is one thing that, of course, everyone's also wondering, because of the processing and graphics card power that AMD will help with the Samsung processor. Very curious to see it myself, but again, we'll have to wait and see we know that processor will be on the Tab S8 Ultra, so the tablet that comes out with the S22 will have that AMD graphics card. And I think that'll be much better suited, to be quite honest, because we don't have to worry about battery life as much, and it's really just about, you know, cranking up the juice and having as much power as possible in that Ultra tablet. Excuse me for the cough. Then we have Microsoft Pro 8. Now, basically, all the Microsoft stuff has been leaked, but the biggest thing with the Pro 8 is that it will have a 120 Hz refresh rate and finally Thunderbolt port. So this is really something that I know every Pro user has been asking for the longest time with the Surface, and that is that we get Thunderbolt ports to charge it up and use it as we go. So that is better. Hopefully it looks like it would be a replacement of the current standing, you know, proprietary plug. But definitely excited to see that we're going to get not only Type-C, but we are going to get, in fact, Thunderbolt on there. So very excited to see that, and it's just something that everyone's been asking Microsoft for. Microsoft's been playing it off as, oh, well, there's security risk with that, so that's why they haven't done it, but it does look like they're finally giving in, and we will get Thunderbolts on the Surface Pros. Now, what about pricing and looks? Well, for the Surface Pro, it does look like it'll start at $799, which is, I think, generally about where we always start with it. The Surface Duo, the one that, you know, will redeem Microsoft for everything they have, Snapdragon 888, 8 gigs of RAM. I forget how much the battery life is, but the specs that are leaking are looking pretty good. But the Surface Duo looks like it will have a price point of $1,500. I don't know why. I mean, I get it. Microsoft is really trying to go out there with this one and bring all the things they were missing last time. But they're trying at too high of a profit margin for a device that was not well received at all. For me, they should have at least kept it at 1,200, and then it might have been a bigger hit. Unfortunately, even if this one does redeem it, say if it's really good, it does everything that the last one should have done, I don't think it's going to be a top seller at all. I don't think they're going to sell 1 million of these, simply because of that price point. And unless they have some really good trade-ins, some really wow factors that will make you want to get this at launch, I see this as another dead on arrival for Microsoft. The last one was horribly glitchy, unsupported, never really got what it needed to get in terms of updates. So I hope that they do better off this time around. Surface Book 4 has this nice little swing hinge thing that they have going on here with it. I've been a fan of the designs of the Surface Books. I really do like them, and I like the idea of them getting just a much better quality laptop with the Microsoft branding on it. But I feel like they've always been overpriced. Starting at $1,700, it looks like that'll still be the truth. So I don't see anything really prevalent for it going forward. And finally, the Surface Go. I've never been a fan of the Surface Go series. They run 4 gigs or 8 gigs of RAM, and they always have horrible processors, whether it be Pentium or Celeron, until you get to the M3, which some of them have had. They're a good price, but at the end of that price, you're at $500 basically, which you can get much better laptops for that same price point over the Go. So yeah, I've never been a fan of the Surface Go series. I think it's a complete ripoff. I would say you're much better off getting a Chromebook, and it will perform much better at that same price point than any Surface Go ever could. All right, then we have yet again rumors of a Pixel Foldable coming out, possibly even in Q4. Now, is that going to happen? Yes or no? We have to wait and see. But the foldables are very interesting because apparently there's 2 of them. So Passport's been the one code name that we've heard time and time again, but now we're hearing of another code name which is called Jumbo Jack. And what we think about Jumbo Jack is that basically, while Passport opens up like a passport, a Jumbo Jack is more of like a flip phone or like a hamburger style. Let it be the like Jack in the Box. So basically, Pixels might be working on two different foldables and trying to figure out which one they're going to do. But there is coding that has talked about both of these two devices now on multiple occasions. So I do think that it is something that we have to look out for. And I do think that, again, I don't see it happening with the launch of the Pixel 6 Pro. If it does, that'll be great, because a foldable device with the utility of this one, with the cameras of a Pixel, I mean, just amazingness. Now, to be fair, I do not think Pixel has a chance of doing the kind of software enhancements that Samsung has done, because even on the newest version of Android, you still do not have the things that Good Lock brings to it, and it's just so much better. So I'll have to wait and see about that, but overall, it's still exciting to see someone else get in the foldable game that has a big name like Google. And then finally, I wanted to address this because I've actually reviewed some of these products that got banned. So over 600 Chinese brands have been part of a review fraud crackdown, and they've been wiped off of Amazon. I mentioned this when RAV Power 4 happened because, or RAV 4 Power or RAV Power, I think it was RAV Power in the end. They basically apparently were paying not influencers, but paying fake reviews. And apparently this is a very big thing in China. This is a normal thing in China. This is something we do not tolerate in the US. And basically it's very common for you to pay for good reviews or pay for bad slanderous reviews at the same time. So how does this work? Well, multiple ways. The idea is that you can just pay for good reviews, right? But are people going to trust it if it's not a verified review, especially on Amazon? No. So then what you have to do is you have to buy the product, review it, then return it. It stays as a verified purchase then. But we're not talking about something simple like, oh, well, they just did it once or twice. No, we're talking about thousands of times that they pay people to do these kind of reviews where they do it and they return it. But the whole idea is that they get a favorable review or they get a bad review. And trust me, there have been crazy bad reviews. Like, when I was reviewing a mattress, I could kind of tell that some of them were fake just by the mannerisms of speech that they do. But there was like, oh, this mattress has bed bugs in it and all this kind of stuff. I'm like people actually said a very smart thing, which was you literally can't have bed bugs if it's pressed. There would be no living bed bugs if it's pressed and vacuumed out. They would die instantly. And people were like, oh no, I've got bed bugs as soon as this came in and all this kind of stuff. So it was really kind of like, okay, obviously their competitor is paying for the bad reviews for this product. But it happens a lot. And it's one of the reasons why, unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of Amazon reviews anymore, because they can't be trusted. To the point where they just got rid of over 600 Chinese brands that did this. Sorry, not 100% back yet. But they got that many, and these are just the ones they found so far. So it's really, really horrible in that sense, where we're just getting so many fake reviews, fake things and we've seen it in the electronics realm with RAV, Power, Vava, Anki. That's one that I reviewed in the past. Early on, I liked Anchor a lot more, and I felt they were more trustworthy. But MPOW, I've seen so many YouTubers review MPOW. I never personally did. But it's just things that, like, These are brands that, you know, like I loved Rav Power, but I love them for just like, oh, they gave me good quality at a really affordable price. Most of the tech deals were always Rav Power because they were the best deal. They were just like, oh, well, it's giving you for a 10,000 milliamp battery, you get it for this price. This other brand's charging 20 bucks more. It seemed kind of simple. But at the same time, they're doing all this, you know, just horrible stuff. So yeah, it's definitely something that I think hopefully it will be addressed more and more. But it's one of the reasons why unfortunately, I've not trusted Amazon reviews. And one of the reasons why I do totally believe that Amazon is really reaching out to influencers more now because they want influencers to review videos on their products. Because, you know, we have obviously we lend a bit more credibility than some random person that might be paid for by the company. And look, there are influencers that I'm sure do this too. But obviously, hopefully influencers that you can just pay off don't last long. And, you know, they're there to make a quick buck, but hopefully they won't get that much representation. But yeah, this is definitely something that I'm just kind of like, wow, like all this happened, you know. It's very interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think. But it's just, that is one thing that I have not trusted Amazon reviews for a little while now, unfortunately, because of this. I'm sure it goes on with other companies, but Amazon's the biggest, so they get the most flack for it, I feel like. All right, guys, now let's get to the comments section. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. All right. What's up, Riggy? Do you think the Note will come out with the S22 or another time entirely, since the Fold has been coming out with when the Note was? I do believe that we will be getting the Note at the same time as the Fold. I do believe that. So I believe we can expect the Note at its regular scheduled time of August. Excuse me. That's when I do believe we'll get it. Could we get it before? Could we get it in between? Absolutely. It is quite possible that you can launch the Note in like a May, June launch, end of May announcement, June launch. You can totally do that. Have a third launch, basically. Is it necessary? I don't know. I think if the S22 Ultra doesn't sell that well, I think Samsung's going to kind of get the hint and like, okay, people really are just waiting for the Note. Maybe we should bump up the Note quicker. And maybe we'll get that. But that's what I'm hoping for, that we will get the Note by August, but it could be a middle launch too. That is entirely possible. Sorry, I do apologize. My throat is straining. This is the most I have talked straight for over 2 weeks, so bear with me. If Samsung does the AMD chip, would it come to the US? Because we get Snapdragon chips. Very good point. There have been many rumors that indicate that Verizon specifically wants the Exynos chip. So what we could possibly see is Verizon's could be an Exynos chip. And then it brings an interesting comment to the unlocked version. Because will we get the unlocked version be an Exynos chip or a Snapdragon chip? Because it could be either. I do believe, though, unless T-Mobile and AT&T suddenly also want the Exynos chip, only Verizon and possibly the unlocked will be the Exynos AMD chip. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm sure Samsung would try to sell everyone on one, but it all depends. Hey, Paul, thank you so much for your Super Chat donation. I do appreciate it. Have any questions? I'm glad to answer them. Oh, and you asked a question actually after that. I have an A71 5G phone. I'm having charging issues. I've tried different cords, I'm guessing you meant. Cords and plugs. Some it won't charge. Should I trade it in and get as much for it? I have Verizon, thank you. I would. Look, because at least, well, depending on where you trade it in. I don't know how Verizon is. But I will tell you, Samsung does not test for charging. Samsung just says, does it turn on? Great. Does it have a broken screen? Great. You know, those are the kind of things that they ask for. But they do not ask for charging well or any charging issues. So, for Samsung, you should be fine trading in. Verizon, I'm not sure what they would look for, but it would be the same thing. I think you would be fine trading it in that case. But yeah, you'll get more trading, obviously, the sooner you do it than the later you do it. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Go through that process, see which one offers you more, and then go through that process. I mean, get an A52 or A72 5G, and that would be, both of them would be a good upgrade. What do you think is worth it? The Surface 8 or the Tab 8? I'm ready for an upgrade from my Tab 6. So, the Surface 8 is a full-on computer. At the $800 price point, I can tell you that Surface 8 is not going to be that good. You're better off getting a Surface 7 Pro from last year that's going to drop in price. Because for Windows, I really do recommend getting 16 gigs of RAM. And the thing is, to get 16 gigs of RAM on the Surface Pro, let's just see. I go to Amazon right now. And I type in Surface Pro 7. How much is it going for right now? Exactly my fear. So, if you get a Surface, the Pro 7, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs storage, renewed, which means it's refurbished, is $1349. All these other ones are going to have an 8 gigs RAM i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM i5, 7, yeah, this is the same thing. So this one is refurbished, but 16 gigs of RAM i7. That is really good. I mean, this is like a laptop that will last you for years, but it's in a higher price bracket, obviously, than the Tab Tab 8 will be. So just know that basically, unfortunately, you know, you can be spending $1,000 and you're still only going to get 8 gigs of RAM on a Surface. Surfaces are more expensive typically because of the Microsoft branding. You can get a laptop way better than this for this same kind of price point that has 16 gigs of RAM, that has an i7 processor, and it has at least 256 or 512 storage for $1,000. So you are paying more money for the Microsoft brand. However, will the Microsoft brand be better overall for something like schoolwork or day-to-day business? Yes. I still see Android. I still see Android as more of an entertainment value for tablets than necessary productivity. Now, I'm really well adapted typing up emails for my tablet and editing like Excel sheets here and there, but I would definitely not call it a full-on replacement. Definitely would not do that. All right. I really like Aki and RavPower too. Also MPow. Hit the like button for extra persevering YouTube tech guy. Yes, guys, sorry. My throat really is feeling it right now after talking this long. Did you see T-Mobile is selling Moto Razr for 500 or 200 with a new line? I did not. 500. Wow, that is so inexpensive. That is a deal. That is for sure a deal. However, I will say this. I mean, so that's 500 less than the Flip 3. But the Flip 3 is an entirely better phone than it. So, not saying it would be an easy choice, but if you had a trade-in phone, you could probably trade in the phone and get the Flip 3 for 500 with the trade-in. So, that would be my just kind of cautionary thing, but yeah, that's so much what I'm thinking. I need those Facebook story Ray-Ban glasses. They look like so much fun. I think those, unfortunately, are kind of dead on arrival, at least at its current price point. I think 300 for what you're getting is good, to be quite honest. I really do think it's a good price point. But the trust in Facebook by so many is so limited. Not to mention that these glasses are going to get banned just as quick as Google Glass did. You're not going to be able to take them like in a movie theater. You're not going to be able to take them, certain places because of that. So, so you have to just be careful because they have an actual camera. That is the downside of privacy concerns. Whereas something like the Focus smart glasses that I had before didn't have a camera, so you didn't have that privacy concern. Samsung's next glasses aren't going to have a camera. Apple's next glasses, AR, all these augmented reality glasses that are coming out will not have cameras on there. So that is one reason why, is because of privacy concerns. I do think that AR will eventually have cameras and that will eventually be acceptable, but I still think it's too early as of right now. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. Thank you all. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Thank you so much, Gregory. I really do appreciate that, and I'm just trying to make through at the end of this. Man, I did not think my voice would end up this bad. And 51st day questions. Yes, I will do my shameless plug before I'm forced to leave early. 51st day questions is a dating app that I created. It's unavailable for both Android and iOS. Links are in the description down below or in the chat, thanks to Quiet Storm. But yes, it is a fun game. Play it on a first date with your significant other and see if you guys are compatible, or if you guys have been together for a long time, see what their hopes and wishes and dreams and everything that they really care about means to them now. 51st day questions in the description down below. I sent in my perfect S20 Ultra for trade-in for the Z Fold. It came back with a claim that the screen was cracked, and it wasn't. It was shipped the same way I sent it. Has anyone else experienced this? I have not. I've never. I had with the last one. I traded in my mom's old. What was it? It was, I think, an S8. It had screen burn in, so I was concerned that they weren't going to give me my full amount. But Samsung gave me my full amount for it, so I don't know. I always do, I feel like, too much, where I put it in the FedEx box that, like, clamps the phone down so nothing can even touch it, which I love that box for that reason. But yeah, I don't know. I've never had it sent back or saying that it was cracked or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know, Chef. That's really weird for sure. Will Samsung accept blacklisted phones in perfect conditions? I don't believe so, but I don't know. I don't know anyone that's tried to trade it in a blacklisted phone. So I'm just not sure, to be honest. I really don't know. Same thing happened. JRB's the same thing happened with me with the Z Flip 2. Only had it for a few months. It was immaculate and said the screen camera was cracked. I chatted online with Sam and got a full trading value. Okay, so maybe try chatting online with them, Or yeah, obviously if they sent it back, maybe it's, I don't know if you have to resend it to do a shaft, but that might be something you have to want to do. I like to see them bring back micro SD card, but I know if not, I won't buy it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll bring back. It just depends. I would hope so, but I think enough of them sold to where they think they don't need to bring it back micro SD card. It's unfortunate. I want it back, but as of right now, I don't think we're gonna get it back. Thoughts on Apple event? The best line for me was edge to edge, iPad Mini. Yeah, I haven't got to talk about it. Oh man, but I don't know if I can right now with my throat. All right. So for the Apple event, most of you know what I'm going to say. I would easily say though, for sure, this time around, Apple really is coasting. Like, there is no reason to upgrade if you are on the 12 or 12 mini. The 13 and 13 mini, no reason to upgrade. None. Just don't even try it. Now, for the pros, okay, some better camera features, better battery, slightly on each one for all of the four of them. But again, really still not like a wow factor. Nothing like, oh my God, you need this feature. Most of it's just software based. And it's just, I think this was the most passable, like, we're just going to slide into 2022 and then we'll make the big changes for the iPhone 14. Or, yeah, but there was so few changes. And it pissed everyone off even more that the iPad mini was now going to have USB Type-C. And it's like, that is almost, the iPad mini isn't too much bigger than the iPhone Max Pro. So it's like, why aren't you putting Type-C in the phone then? There really is no excuse except you are greedy and you just want to make more money. And all your environmental stuff is complete BS. Because every year you do not cancel the lightning cable, you are only creating more e-waste. All of this e-waste is put out every year because of Apple. Apple is making sure that we get thousands and thousands of more e-waste every single year because they don't switch to Type-C. It's complete BS. It's complete BS. So yeah, that's my brief rundown of the Apple event. I have a very nice speaking case with the Z Fold. It seems split off sometimes. Any solutions? The speaking case, if you saw my flip review for all the cases, the speaking one kept coming off. It was just like, what is this? This is garbage. I did finally get the speaking, the Neo Hybrid S. I ordered this when I pre-ordered the phone. Finally came in. So I will be doing a video on this one because everyone wants to know about speaking. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of speaking. I've always felt that they're good for cheap, quick cases to get right away. Right now, I am absolutely in love with my Incipio case that also has my two attachments, my kickstand, my ESR kickstand, and my ring key pocket for my S Pen. And it's such a slim profile as well. Great grip, best grip ever out there. Just easy to grip it every time. And it's 14-foot drop protection. So right now this one is far and ahead every other case. As of right now, I have two more that I'm going to test out before the next 2 weeks. The Speakin's one of them. But as of right now, that is the best one. Um, they have a new company, Hyatt, working on trade-ins now. Haya does like caller ID for spam. Is that the same company? That's really interesting if it is. I had a problem with Sprint returning an S8 for trade-in. They denied the deal and said it was cracked. It took 8 months of calling, getting credit every month for them to finally fix it. Wow, that's crazy. Annoying. I will never buy another Apple phone. Always like Samsung phones. Well, I'm right there with you, Paul. Although I might buy an iPhone here or there to review. All right, guys. With that being said, I think my voice is pretty much done for today. I'm sorry. I thought I would have done better. This is the first time talking this long as of 2 weeks. So yeah. Thank you guys always so much for watching, and I will continue to try to put out videos this week. I'm very behind, but I'm trying as much as I can without straining my body too much to get back in it. Thank you guys always again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please give a like, thumbs up if you can before you leave. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.
Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Also, follow us on social media at YouTube Tech Guy, and check out some more great tech videos on your screen or right